Hey everybody out there, what's going on? Just wanted to show you two new toys that I had. Really getting into these low sea crawlers. Quite a fun little toy to have. And as you can see, modded up just as much as they can be basically from a stock position. So I didn't really go out and add anything extra to these except for weight. Besides that, everything else is still somewhat stock on them. I'll probably be modding them up soon, but you'll see kind of how the videos improve as they go along. But as for now, this is a video that shows $0 invested basically, besides a few magnetic weights that I used. So I'll just give you a little overview kind of what I did. First we'll start with the micro crawler here, because this thing is just too cool. It is too much fun. Very popular right now. So basically on this one is I did a transmission and engine swap, and there's some of the plastic in the chassis there that you have to cut or grind away to get it out of the way to get the engine to actually clear over where the battery tray used to be. Okay, then I removed the lid, and then basically from there all I did was remove the transmitter, the RX, and I put it up to the front right now, which is really nice. It's got some good weight, but I actually think that if I was crawling or scaling more, I'd probably want more weight on that. So eventually I'll probably put the battery on the front and this on the back, compared to what it is now. But for now it's working good. I'm not doing the droop suspension on it because, suspension maxes out nicely anyways, no matter which wheel you grab. It pretty much maxes out. And where's the challenge? So I'm sure it'll go a little bit better over some objects being drooped, but for now it's fun. And all the added weight is really what makes it worth it. The thing's crawling like a beast because I have like at least 3 ounces up here in the front tires and probably at least 1.5 or 2 in the back. So like I say, I'm looking to get some more weight on the front, but basically the reason this is on the front is because the wires won't reach back here. You have to get extensions for some of those parts. So just from the stock position I was able to move it to the front successfully. But like I say, I have plans to swap the battery and the RX around there. So that's what I have going with this. And then I actually ended up using both the same type of wheel weights for both of these. It ended up, I couldn't find any of those magnetic strip little ones, so I finally ended up getting some magnetic strips, and they come in rolls. It was too thick, so I had to shave it down and get it just the right size. And then I was able to wrap it in between on the inside of the wheel. So it's just wrapped around there, and actually you can see it's actually bigger than the diameter of the wheel now. So like adding that magnetic strip actually made the circumference of the wheel bigger. And there's actually no foam in these tires at all, and they still breathe real easy. So these are some great grippers. And I like the weight setup in there. Making that wheel bigger, I think it'll be able to crawl up over some stuff easier, especially if the tires give that much. So that's what I have going on for the micro, all stock. And then the mini here, which a lot more people seem to own, is going on quite well. You can tell just from the outside, I put some holes in the chassis. I could have cut away and done away with that stuff, but I want it to be versatile still. And it's just to show that you can still use the stock stuff and make it a little lighter. So it's mostly for versatility. As you can see, I got Velcro ready on both the front and the back. With the way that I have the battery cable here, I can actually attach the battery to the front or the back without having to move anything, which is pretty nice. But generally, right now I'm using the battery on the front because I don't have any weights. I imagine later I'll get at least a 2-ounce weight for the front here, and just put the battery on the back, and I think it'll be pretty well balanced then. But other than that, I've got some minor modifications to this one too. I also did an engine and tranny swap on this one. It didn't require too much modification at all. It pretty much just fit right in. And then I decided to move the electronics down. So as you can see, I have my RX up here at the front, and my ESC is back here. So those are both on those pivoters, and that's where I kind of did some modification work there. That's some of my signature stuff there. I used a pop can, and because it's light and it's durable, and used some adhesive and some super glue, and got them to lay in there nice and flat, and glued them into the inside of those rings there. and really gave it a nice finished look, and it's protected for the chassis, but not so much for the driveline, but really like the looks of that. So that's what I was able to put the electronics on when I stuck those down. So again, this is just keeping it real versatile, and of course this one obviously does better with the droop suspension. Of course you get some twist going on, which you can rubber band it to keep it all held together better, but with the droop thing, this thing is unstoppable. So again, I have the magnetic strip weights in these, and these ended up coming out almost bigger than the circumference of the wheel itself too, so a lot of magnetic weight on there. It would have been nicer to get just lead or a more simple form of it. There's a lot of rubber in the magnetic strips, but that's okay because it adheres really good, and I think it'll last a long time. Plus, it was just free stuff sitting around in the garage, you know. Like I said, I didn't spend a dime on any of this, and I think it's all going to do a lot better. We've lowered the center of gravity. It's still very versatile, and it's become quite the crawler. So I think with some more weights on the front of these, maybe a few minor electronic swapping, I'll probably be into a few dollars then, but right now this is all free. So tell me what you think and suggest any ideas. Keep it all nice. Since the last video, I've added these custom wheel weights. I forget like the exact size of these, but these are a little bit bigger than the diameter of the wheel. These ones aren't near as thick, but of course I had to drill out all those holes to get them to sink in there nice and snug and not be extruding out of the holes there, so I had to bevel them out a little. You can see they're nice and flush, but it really turned out for a good feature for this. I even put them on the inside, around the back side there. I had to drill out the steering a little bigger, practically to the holes, and the same for this one. I ended up drilling quite a bit bigger than I thought I needed for those steering parts, so it actually ended up taking quite a bit of weight off that one. But as you can see, they're extremely thick. They weigh 3 ounces each, so I have 2 on each tire. That's 6 ounces of bead locks to each tire. And then of course I have like 5 ounces in the wheels, and probably another 2.5 ounces stacked underneath the servo there. Some of that's magnets, some of it's lead weight. Kind of did the same for back here. I also dremeled the battery plate, the axle plates, and made them lower, get them closer to the axle. Got some more weights under the rear axle, and show you how it's climbing a lot better. And my little custom touch here, there's me and the RC. That's my Nyko official RC driver's license. And taking it off, there's one last thing I did here. I put on some metal body mounts. Just had to drill out the chassis and stick a big gnarly screw through there soon. But I'll at least set this up and give you a little crawl here. Move over a little guy.